little bit of atmosphere. Now we move to the final group, which we could have split into two, to be honest, because these are two real good fights.
Could have had 4 groups.
Yeah, exactly. One more group for fun. Yeah. But let's start, if you don't mind, guys, let's start with the world title fight. Caroline Dubois, she's ambitious, she's vocal, she's hungry for more titles and more champions, but she has to get past our visitor, Jessica Camara. Welcome to the UK, Jessica. Great to have you here. Caroline probably blows your phone up more than anybody else. She wants the opportunity. It's going to be difficult to keep giving them to her. Is it titles this year? Is 2025 the year of Caroline Dubois?
It has to be. I think, look, she's had me sweating for the past 12 months. She's been impatient. She's restless. She's ambitious. For me, she's the future of women's boxing. So when she's not a world champion, that eats her up. And look, 23 years old, and she's managed to get here this quickly. The WBC belt now sits in front of her. That's what she'll be defending. Credit for Jessica Camara taking this fight. I obviously really appreciate it. Matching Caroline is probably one of the hardest jobs we have. She's phenomenal. I believe she's the best lightweight in the world already. She's got to prove on Saturday night against a world level opponent that she is what we think she is. This year she'll unify that lightweight division. I really believe that. She'll prove that she's the best lightweight in the world, and the world's her oyster. But it's exciting times for Caroline. It's been a long time coming, that belt, and this is just the beginning.
Well, let's meet our challenger, someone who's been in this position before. Jessica, this isn't your first rodeo. You're probably listening to all of that thinking, sounds great, but I'm going to break a few hearts over here. What do you know about Caroline Dubois, and what have you got to do to beat her and make sure you take that green and gold back home?
I mean, she does have a lot of amateur experience. I have a lot of respect for Caroline Dubois. I mean, she's a champion for a reason. I've been in this rodeo before, like you said. I just defeated Hamni Choi. She was an undefeated fighter. I went all the way to South Korea and came in as the underdog, and I came out on top. And I believe I've done everything I need to do to be prepared both physically and mentally to come out victorious on Saturday.
Yeah, do you mind if I just get you to expand on that? It takes a special fighter to go to backyard territory of your opponent and rip belts away and deal with a hostile home crowd and where everybody expects you to lose and wants you to lose, more importantly. So it's not like you haven't done this before. Nope. Does that make it a little bit more special that you're going to come to the UK and try and dethrone Caroline?
Yeah, of course. I believe I am special, and I've done things the hard way my whole career, and I take pride in that. And to come out here, you know, I believe I have what it takes to come in as an underdog and come out on top on Saturday.
How important is experience, especially at world title level? Caroline is fast rising, and she is very vocal in the fact she wants belts, and she's ready to fight anybody and everybody to get them. Presumably you want to derail that, and one thing that you have got over Caroline is experience.
Yeah, I believe I do have a lot more experience in the professionals than Caroline, but she does have an amateur backing. It is different, so we'll see how it plays out on Saturday.
Do you believe you've benefited from being matched hard as a pro? You know, you've been in there with some of the best names around, and you've beaten some of the best names around, but also you've come up short in fights that haven't gone your way. Do you believe that you've benefited from that in a number of ways? Absolutely.
I feel like everything happened for a reason. I like taking big fights. I like the challenge, and I feel like it's made me into the fighter I am today.
Well, great to have you here and wish you all the best of luck. Caroline, you will have been listening to that intently. You've heard it before as well from previous opponents. Why are you different? Why are you special, if you don't mind me asking you to put it into words for us?
I think my performances speak for themselves. You know, honestly, if you look at my performances and what I do every time I step into the ring, I try to win, I get the knockdown. You know, obviously we women only fight 10 2-minute rounds, and yet every single time I've managed to get the knockdown, and I think that speaks for itself. You know, I'm doing something that not a lot of women can do, and I intend to continue that.
I should have started by saying congratulations. So you are now full world champion. You didn't get that moment of and the new, but does that make a difference to you? You walk to the ring now as champion, so this technically counts as a first defense, so it is a slightly different dynamic.
No, obviously we pushed for the fight to be my last one, to be able to get the belts, but unfortunately, you know, that wasn't to be. But it is what it is. You know, I'm world champion now, and these are my belts, and they're mine to stay. You know, I'm gonna stand on them. They're mine. It's gonna take a very special woman to take them out of me, and I don't see Jessica being that woman.
When you look at her CV and her resume, would you argue well, what would you argue? You know, she's got that win over Choi. Is that better than any wins on your resume? What would you say?
Not at all, not at all. You know, Choi, I think a lot of girls were gunning for her for a reason. She was inactive, she was doing other stuff, her mind was all over the place, you know. I think Michaela Mayer wanted her, Alicia Baumgardner wanted her, and they wanted her for a reason because they saw her as a very weak link. And you were able to take that opportunity and you beat her, and credit to you. But I'm no Choi, you know, I would have stopped her, I would have knocked her out, and that's a fact. And I intend to do the same to you on Saturday.
Do you have a response to that, Jessica?
I mean, I feel like she says that every fight, but
what have I done every fight? What have you done compared?
What have I done? I've come in as an underdog and I've come out on top more than just once.
Huh?
What? Did you not hear that?
No, you've beaten Choi, but who's Choi like compared to the world champions that's on a level now? You know.
I'm ready for the next challenge.
Of course, and listen, I'm here. This is not just going to be a challenge. It's going to be a mountain to get over.
May I ask you about your hopes and expectations, I should say, for 2025? We're all making resolutions that we're not going to stick to. But for you, is it chasing belts? Is it becoming undisputed?
Of course, for me, I think a lot of women, you know, they're able to move quickly as a professional. It's easy. I'm not going to say it's easy because it's degrading it, but it's more accessible to get a world title. I think for women, you want to be undisputed. You know, that's the challenge. You want to be multi-weight undisputed, hopefully. And for me, there's no different. I want to be a multi-weight undisputed world champion.
I mean, Jessica will say, hold on, I'm sat here, I'm going to win on Saturday. But if I did ask you, what is your message to the other world champions, what would it be?
I'm here, I'm coming, I'm 135, this is my division.
We'll wish you both the best of luck on Saturday. Ben, the main event. It isn't Barnsley, but it is Yorkshire. Callum Simpson is building this quite incredible fan base here. Steed Woodhall, no stranger to hostile crowds and underdog mentality. These are the ones that I think feel more dangerous than, you know, the world titles or whatever may wait for Callum Simpson. He has to get past Steed Woodhall, who's used to upsetting the apple cart.
Look, he's big, he's built something very special, so he has a lot to lose, and credit to Callum for wanting to take Steed. Credit to Steed, he's worked hard his whole career for this opportunity, and he coming off the back of a big knockout win against Lerone Richards. He'll feel this is his time. Callum Simpson has been absolutely perfect during his career so far, built an unbelievable fan base. I remember starting out as a promoter and was lucky enough to promote Cal Brook, and the fan base that he had from his Yorkshiremen was incredible. We're seeing it now at the early stage. It feels like it's building, but it's still very early, and it's so exciting how far Callum Simpson could go. He's got a date in Oakwell at the back of the football club on the line, but this is a special fight for me at the moment. Proven wise, it's the two best super middleweights in the country going head to head. Both can bang, both can punch, both are up for it. It's a massive main event, and the atmosphere is going to be incredible. So yeah, looking forward to a cracking fight.
Steve, welcome. When you hear all that and you weigh it all up, it's a pretty good time to announce yourself again and demolish all those dreams, presumably, if that's all that's on the line for Callum. You're the man that can derail all of that.
Yeah, listen, it's been a long road to get here. The small following I do have know what I've been through to get here, and I know just how hungry I am, why I'm here today, and why I deserve to be here. And the fact that literally everyone has written me off again, I absolutely love it. You know, including yourself on the last show. You know, everyone was ripping me to bits, looking past it, talking with Jeffers and all that stuff. Actually, it was only Callum that showed me respect during that whole thing, and I'm here to show why I deserve to be here.
Yeah, I made that point to you off camera. Everybody's talking about Jeffers and what Callum Simpson's going to do next, and you've got an opportunity to show everybody why they were wrong to be talking about that. May I ask you about the Lerone Richards win, an opportunity that you took when everybody was probably looking at where Lerone Richards was going, and what a win for you to beat Lerone, but beat him in fashion as well.
This is it. You know, I've been an underdog, you know, many times throughout my career, and going up against it really doesn't faze me. You know, I've been, I have the amateur pedigree. I've been to world level as an amateur. You know, I was up against insurmountable odds. You know, that particular round, I knocked Richards out. I was 100-1 underdog, and he looks the same in this fight. So, I know why I'm here. My team know why I'm here, and ready to get it on Saturday night.
I wonder with that though, coming in under the radar when everybody else is focused on the other side, I wonder if it's not a bad place to be sometimes, if people are looking past or looking at the horizon or looking at what the summer might hold, that is why the odds makers get it wrong sometimes.
Absolutely, I've got obviously a lot of respect for Callum for taking the fight in the first place, and obviously we were putting in for mandatory anyway. But for me to be walking into this fight, listen, I'm a champion. My belt's on the line as well. I'm a champion in my own right coming into this fight, and to have me as a heavy underdog is, I like it. I'm pleased as well. He's got a really big following. I'm a big fan of boxing as well, and obviously it'd be great to have his fans there in support of him, which is going to make for a great event on Saturday.
You've already mentioned the Patrick McCrory crowd and the New York crowd. No stranger to a hostile crowd. It's probably, nicest possible way, it's probably going to be another hostile crowd where you're probably not going to get a few cheers. It's probably going to be the Boo Boys. But from what you're just saying there, they're booing the sport that you kind of love, and they're there to support Callum. And I think a fair crowd, I would say, you'll get your props if you win. Does that fuel you a little bit more, though, the Boo Boys and the hostile crowd and what might come with that?
Absolutely. I love that the crowd gets behind the opponents, and it's brilliant for the sport. It's the entertainment business at the end of the day. I don't like to go backwards and forwards with my opponents. I'm respectful till the first battle goes, and as I said, I'm glad that the fans will be there in numbers. I've got a few fans coming down myself, so I'm sure it'll be overwhelmed by the noise that's going on, but looking forward to it, yeah.
You're a gentleman, and you've just buried my next question there, because I was going to say, we're in the hype business, and there's a lot of hype behind him there. Is he being overhyped?
Again, I don't want to be disrespectful here. I don't believe this is my toughest fight to date. Obviously, he's a young, hungry champion in his own right, but I'm the man with the wealth of experience, and that's what I'm going to show on Saturday night.
Wish you all the best of luck with it. Callum, welcome home, I suppose, to Yorkshire. I mean, you've never really been away. It's not Barnsley, but it is Yorkshire, and we're expecting another sold-out capacity crowd. This time you walk to the ring as champion. This time there's probably a bigger target on your back. You've been chasing them down, and now they're chasing you. How does that sit with you?
I love it, to be honest, mate. I love it, It's tough at the top, as they say. But another sold-out crowd, another back-to-back headline, sold-out event. So yeah, grateful for Boxxer giving me another opportunity, Skysports giving me another massive opportunity. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Steed's right in a number of ways. We're all blowing the smoke, and there's big fights being talked about. There's a stadium being talked about again. This is where it really does go wrong if you don't get over the line on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously we've got I know there's plans for Oakwell in the summer, but there were plans for Oakwell when I fought at the O2 Arena. Every fight and I handled that alleged pressure absolutely fine. Every fight's a must-win fight. It doesn't matter who I'm fighting, whatever's to be had on in the future as well. Every fight's a must-win fight.
How has your life changed since Oakwell in terms of the win? The fans that came out, I think Ben's been onto the football club a couple of times. You could have gone bigger. That was a capacity crowd for what was open, and I think there was so much upset from fans that couldn't get tickets. How has life in Barnsley Town Centre changed? Do you get recognised even more and pestered for photos and autographs even more?
Yeah, a little bit more. I wouldn't say pestered. I don't mind having photos, giving me time out to people, but life's the same, to be honest. Still in the gym every day. Still focused, still training hard. So yeah, life's the same, to be honest, mate.
It's interesting what Steve said there, that on paper you're not his toughest test today. Is he yours?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah. I think every fight we try and step up in levels. From Boris Crichton then up to Zach Chelly, and now Steed Woodhall's another, I believe, levels above Chelly, and for me the toughest fight in Britain domestically. So, and to be honest, I think is above British level, but I also believe that I am as well. So yeah, that's why again, months ago, Boxxer offered me an easier fight, and I said no, I want to defend my British Commonwealth titles. And yes, Steed were up there with the hardest fight, and that's what I want, and I want to prove, again, people can say that you're blowing smoke or that I might be overhyped or just a ticket seller, but the only way to prove that I'm not all them things is by fighting the best and the best challengers, and you know, Saturday I'm looking forward to proving that I'm the real deal.
And there is no need for this because the fight doesn't need it. I don't need to instigate some sort of war of words here. But if I said to you, why are you better than Steed Woodhall, what would your response be?
Because I've got that Yorkshire grit. You know, the show's called True Grit for a reason, and I've got that Yorkshire grit.
Do you have a final message to each other before we wrap the press conference up? May the best man win at the end of the day?
Yeah, and there's no real final message. You know, I've heard nothing but, you know, I've got a few mutual people that I know, I've heard nothing but good things about Steed. You know, I've heard of Steed for quite a few years. He's a good fighter. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and seems a nice guy. You know, he's got his nice fresh trim ready for fighting.
Battle of the Barbers here.
I know, looking fresh. We'll have to get his barber's details after, but yeah, no, good luck, all the best.
Yeah, I'm just trying to hold on to my hairline at the minute, but
aren't we all?
No, all the best as well, mate. Thank you for taking the fight. Thank you to Boxxer and my sponsors for helping me to be here today. And good luck to all the fighters on the card.
Yeah, well, it's taken us all longer to wash our faces, and nobody needs to be looking at anybody's hairlines. What a nice way to end it. Thank you very much. We're going to pose now for head-to-heads. All the fighters will be available for one-on-ones as well. And make sure you come and join us tomorrow for the weigh-in.